All right, without opposition, the Senate has passed a bill to reform the way the military handles sexual assault cases. The vote was 97-0. The Victims Protection Act will establish new rules on how victims of sexual assaults are treated, giving them more power during the legal process. Co-sponsor Kelly Ayotte says the bill will create zero tolerance and make commanders take full accountability for their units. It now got to pass in the House before being signed into law. And joining us now from Washington, member of the Armed Services Committee and author of that bill, Senator Claire McCaskill. Senator McCaskill, great to have you back on the show.
Thanks, guys.
So congratulations on getting this at least through one portion. Tell us exactly how, because there's concern, of course, if you don't take it completely out of the chain of command, that there won't be proper accountability. How is this going to work to protect men and women from this issue?
Well, we've now passed, with this passage yesterday, 35 major sweeping reforms as it relates to sexual assault in the military. We now have created the most victim-friendly organization in the world. I mean, victims have their own lawyers. Victims have more power. Commanders have been stripped of much of their power. But there was an honest policy difference as to whether or not taking commanders completely out was going to help victims or hurt victims. When you look at the facts, when you get away from some of the arguments that are based on a knee-jerk reaction and look at what's happened, we realize that almost 100 times in the last few years, commanders have been the ones to say this case should go to trial when prosecutors have said, you know, we don't think the evidence is quite strong enough. So it's counterintuitive, but nonetheless true, that more cases will be tried, more victims protected over keeping those commanders accountable, but with a whole lot of checks and balances that we've now put in the system.
How is it going to get the process to move along? Because if I'm understanding correctly, there are thousands of cases that haven't even been dealt with, that are just sitting there.
Well, it's not that thousands are sitting there, Mika. This is the most underreported crime in America. And by the way, I'm moving on now to continue to monitor this, but also to start working on another place where this crime is massively underreported, and that's college campuses. Women don't want to come forward and talk about the most personally painful moment of their life in public to be challenged about that. And so we've got to create a system, and I spent years in the courtroom prosecuting these cases, where the victim gets good information, can report in a safe place, and then be surrounded by their own counsel, support counsel in terms of counseling services, all of the things you have to have the courage to come out of the shadows and hold these folks accountable that have committed these heinous crimes.
Senator McCaskill, it's Willie Geist. Good to see you again this morning.
Thanks.
You've been portrayed, at least in the press, as sort of being at odds with Senator Kirsten Gillibrand of New York on this issue. She got 55 votes backing her plan, including with 11 Republicans, kind of made some strange bedfellows with Harry Reid and Ted Cruz all supporting her. What was the distinction in there that you two couldn't agree on that made you go a different direction than her bill?
Well, it was whether or not taking the commanders out would protect victims better and result in more prosecutions. We know our allies have done this, and in fact, they have not had an increase in reporting, whereas our reporting has now spiked. This is a good sign that more people are reporting this crime, because it's what Mika referred to, getting people out of the shadows and holding the perpetrators accountable. And the other thing is, we know, as I just mentioned, that more cases are going to trial at the insistence of commanders over the objections of prosecutors. So the data and the facts fly in the face of the notion that removing commanders entirely is somehow going to make this better for victims.
Mike?
So, Senator, within each branch of the military, is there or is there not an independent, for lack of a better phrase, a sex crimes unit to look at each case rather than the general overview of the commander of the base or whatever? Is there an independent sex crimes unit?
I think that there is a perception out there that commanders are running these things. Right now, you can report outside the chain of command, 5 different places you can report, and then the investigation is handled outside the chain of command. And in fact, in that way, Gillibrand's proposal is no different than what we have right now. The only difference is at the end of that process, the prosecutors make a recommendation to the convening authority, the command of that unit, and then that convening authority has to sign off or not, which I think gives an added level of protection against retaliation to those victims. Instead of lawyers a half a continent away deciding a case should go forward, it's the commander of the unit that says to that unit, you know, we're going to get to the bottom of this. That provides more protection. And of course, on top of that, we've now made retaliation a crime.
All right, Claire, thank you so much. Congratulations. This is big news, very important, obviously, not only for men and women in the armed forces, but also now you're talking about taking this to college campuses. Congratulations on that. Now, I made a promise to you, and you know, what do people in Missouri say about me? I'm a man who keeps my word.
Oh, my Lord.
A man who keeps my word. That's what they say.
Yeah.
You can go from Kansas City.
I'm not sure that's what they say first.
And Claire will tell you, that's what they say.
I love her.
That's what the kids are saying in the street
Camp
right
Gerardo,
now.
they say.
Camp
Everywhere,
Gerardo,
everywhere.
love
Oh,
me
yeah.
there. They love me everywhere, and that's what they say. Joe keeps his word. And so when Joe says to Claire McCaskill, as they're doing the victory dance in the World Series, even before Game 1, that I feel bad because I love the Cardinals organization, that we're going to come out for opening day. Well, what do the kids in Missouri know? That I'm going to be out on opening day. So we are coming. Morning Joe's coming.
Yay.
So I'm going to be there. Mika's going to be there. Mike Barnacle is all in this morning. He's going to be there.
Are you bringing that pesky Lewis?
We're going to bring Lewis
God.
because, you know, he's got that mirror, and we love taking pictures of him in his mirror wherever he goes.
I'll get the paparazzi ready.
But April the 7th, we're going to be there. Will, if you want to come along, I know Bill Wolf's a huge fan, but we're going to all pile in to our bus. And we're Partridge Family
Please no
Bus,
RV.
Mark
Please
Alfred.
no RV.
And
No.
we're going to head out. Opening day, April 7th. Will you be there?
I absolutely will be there, and you will see how to do opening day. The Cardinals, they do everything so well at this organization. We have a very special opening day in Cardinals Nation, so you're going to see something special. We're going to play the Reds that day and hopefully dispatch their fairly decent pitching, and you'll get to see a great game.
So I can't ask.
I can't wait to be there.
They do have a spectacular opening day, but they don't have a ring ceremony this year.
Oh, stop it.
Would
See,
you
look
believe
at this.
Barnacle? Seriously.
Really?
I'm going to get Barnacle a seat way out in the.
Please
Please
do.
do.
Here I
Yeah,
am.
I beg you.
I'm a uniter. Barnacle's a divider.
No
it makes us
kidding.
all very,
I can't ask.
It makes us sad. What's that?
I can't ask.
No, don't
But
ask.
by
if
the
you
way,
get
you'll be
through.
able to see the pennants
Yeah.
up on the top of the stadium, Mike. I think if you count them, we
Oh.
don't wait 100 years to win
yes.
one.
Show me.
I've seen them, Senator.
Yeah.
I've also seen the 21st century.
Oh, God, look at this. Stop it.
Okay.
Stop it.
I'm gonna leave it
well,
there.
wait a second. I think you guys are split. We're split in the 21st century, are we not?
Yes, we are.
3-3.
All right.
So anyway, Claire, we're really excited about going out there, and your organization and the people were so kind. They saw us in Boston even after we were wrapped in Red Sox gear. Just great, wonderful people, a class organization, a lot to be proud of, and I can't wait till April 7th. We'll see you out there.
Okay, sounds great.
All right.
All right.
Don't
Claire
ask.
McCaskill, thank
Go
you. You going to see the
Cards.
kids?
I'm going
Coming
to
up
the
from
kids.
Twin Peaks
I'm gonna
to
help
Believe.
the kids on chess. So.
Good. Actor Kyle MacLachlan joins us on set to talk about his latest role.
a
and
new game?
What it's like working with the Academy
won the
Award-winning
last
director
game?
of Gravity.